one keyword is called this keyword. This keyword. Another one is super keyword. This keyword and super keyword. This keyword and super keyword. See, for example, I take an example like this: class sample int a. Now I'll write public void, suppose print int a. A is equal to a. In detail, I'm not implementing all the things. So now see here, the variable name is a, class data member name is also a. Now when I say a is equal to a, which refers to this variable and which refers to the data member of the class, will be in a confusion. So that's why what we do is, so now what is the main purpose that you want to do for this particular value? That means you are going to call this class with some object. In main function, you will call sample s1 is equal to new sample. You will call s1 dot print method. So now what is your intention? You want to store s1 dot a is equal to something. So you want to mean here object. You want to mean here object. What object? So the object with which this method is called. That means the current object. So there is a keyword called this. So this keyword refers to current object. The main purpose of this keyword is this keyword refers to the current object. So by default, if these are different, different, there is no issue. Automatically compiler will find out that this is the class data member, so it will use the current object by default. By default, the compiler will use current object. So whenever you get this name conflicts, this is called name conflict. If the local variable name and class data variable name or class data member name both are same, so now in that case, to point to the current object, you have to use this keyword. So this keyword will point to the current object. This keyword will point to the current object. So that is the main purpose of this keyword. What is that? This keyword points to the current object. So another usage, there are many usages of this keyword. So this keyword can refer to current method or class or variable, we already said here, or constructor. Anything, whichever you want to refer, current thing you want to refer, current object you want to refer, current method you want to refer, current constructor you want to refer, current class you want to refer. So anything you want to do like that, you can use this keyword. This keyword is used to refer the current object normally. So another very important thing is this keyword we don't use with static members, because static members do not have anything to do with object. Static members don't have anything to do with object. Static members don't have anything to do with object. So that is why this keyword does not, we don't use with static members, not only methods, static members. With static members, we don't use this keyword. So the main purpose of this keyword is used to refer the current object. This keyword is used to refer the current object. The same example you can make a note of it. That is int a, some method, public void print. If I say int a, so now I'll say this dot a is equal to a. Okay, now this a points to this one and this a points to this one. Is that right? So that is the purpose of this keyword. This keyword is used to refer the current object. Is that fine? So that is the usage of this keyword. This keyword can be used with methods. This keyword can be used with data and methods as well as class and constructor. Is that right? So now we'll go to the next keyword, that is super keyword. Before we go to that, see this example, class A. So I'm defining three classes with three different constructors. Three classes with three different constructors. Is that right? I'll write main here. Suppose class sample public static void main string args. So now I'll create object only for the derived class. C is equal to obj is equal to new C. Okay, I'm having three classes. Class A, class B. Class B is inherited from class A. Class C is inherited from class B. So now I'm creating object only for the derived class. That's what we do. We already know this logic. We always create object for the derived class. So now what is the output? Whenever we create an object, what is that we said? Automatically the constructor will be invoked. Is that right? The constructor will be invoked. So one important, very, very important point that you have to remember is constructors are not inherited. So what are the things that are not inherited from a class to another class is, first one is private data members you cannot access directly. Is that right? Next, constructors will not be inherited from one class to another class. I don't get B constructor here. I don't get. But whenever an object is created, the constructor of the immediate superclass will be invoked automatically. What is that? Whenever an object of a derived class is created, the constructor of the immediate superclass will be invoked. So whenever I create an object for this, first thing that will do is it will go to its superclass constructor. So now my superclass constructor will go from here, again it goes to this one. So like this, it will be invoked. It goes like this. What is the output is, first you will get inside A constructor, next inside B constructor, next inside C constructor. So by this you can know what inheritance is implemented, how the objects are created. Is it fine? Hope you understood. Whenever we create an object of the derived class, the derived class constructor will be invoked, and the derived class constructor will invoke its immediate parent class constructor. So C immediate parent class is B. So it will go to the B constructor. Now when B constructor is starting, it is also an inherited one. So it goes to its immediate parent class, this one. So after this, there is no parent. So that's why it goes with this. And from this, after this, again it comes back here. After this, it comes back here. So that's how this thing is executed. Is that fine? Any doubt in this? So now I will do a little modification to this. I'm not using anything. I'm just using some parameters. Suppose I use X, Y, Z. Okay. Now, will I get the same output? Will I get the same output? Can anyone tell, will I get the same output or will there be any difference? So the thing that I made is I just passed parameters to the constructor. Previously, the constructor was a default constructor. Now the constructor is a parameterized constructor. I am passing values to all the three constructors. So now first I am calling C, I am passing a value 2. now it goes here. It is Z actually. This is Z. So I'll pass some value 10 here. Otherwise 10. Okay, I'm passing some value 10. So now first it goes to this. Will the output be same or will it be different? Is there any change? You can tell your answers. You can just guess. Will it be same or will there be any difference? Will there be any difference or will it be same? Any answers? Same. Yeah. Then okay. The thing is, so whenever you call a constructor, if it is default constructor only, it will be invoked like this. If it is default constructor only, it will be invoked like this. Otherwise, it will not invoke. You will get an error. You will get an error. Here you will get an error. It will not be invoked. You have to invoke explicitly. You have to invoke explicitly. It will not be invoked automatically. If it is default constructor only, it will be invoked. If it is default only, it will be invoked. If it is not default, it will not be invoked like this. So for that, what we do is we are going with super keyword. Super keyword. So the main purpose of super keyword is super keyword is used to refer the parent class members. Okay. What is the purpose of this keyword? This keyword is used to refer the current object. This keyword is used to refer the current object. But super is used to refer the parent class members. Parent class variables or parent class constructor or parent class methods. Anything you can refer by using super keyword. Is that right? So there are three usages of super keyword. There are three usages of super keyword. Everything is small. The first one is to refer the immediate parent class constructor. To refer the immediate parent class constructor. If your constructor is a default constructor, this is not needed. If it is not a default constructor, you have to call explicitly. Otherwise, its parent constructor will not be called. See, now you may get a question, but if the parent constructor is not called, what is the problem? See, if parent constructor is not called, the variables of the parent class will not be initialized. What is the purpose of constructor? Constructor is used to initialize the class data members. If my parent class is not invoked, its data members will not be initialized. So that's why whenever your constructor is not a default constructor, you have to use this super keyword and you have to call it. Okay. So how you have to call is super. I'll write here. Super of. If it is a default, you need not pass any parameters. If it is a parameterized constructor, you have to pass the parameters. So this you have to give in which constructor? Derived class constructor. This statement must be given in the derived class constructor. And very, very important thing is this statement must be the first statement in the derived class constructor. Derived class constructor, this must be the first statement. Before this, you should not have anything. First statement should be your super of some parameters. If it is default constructor, it is not needed. If you give also, you will not get any error. If it is a parameterized constructor, compulsorily you have to use super keyword. Then only your parent class constructors will be invoked. Okay, we'll see the same example what we did. The important point is the super statement. Here it is a statement. Whenever you are calling a constructor, it becomes a statement. It must be the first statement. So this is class A. So what is that I did? I made a constructor some X. So I wrote system.out.println inside A's constructor. Is that right? See, normally inside of constructor we don't write system.out.println, very rarely. So normally constructor, what we do, we try to initialize the members of the class. So that's why we don't write a println statement. For our understanding of the concept, we are writing. So now class B extends A. Is that fine? So this is my class B constructor. This is my class B constructor, which is taking some parameter. Is that right? So now you go here. This is class C. So now what is that I said? In the derived class, first I have to write. It should be the first statement. What I write? Super of, I'll pass the same value, super of Z. Okay, now it will go. It is also having one more. So super of Y. It is not having anything, we did not write it. Okay, whenever you do this, it calls its immediate superclass. Then its immediate superclass constructor. Is that right? So this is how you are going to use super keyword. The first purpose of super keyword is it is used to refer the immediate parent class constructors. Super keyword is used to refer the immediate parent class constructors. So this is how you have to do. The important point that you have to remember is super statement must be the first statement in the derived class constructor. So now you get the same output what we got previously. First you will get inside A's constructor, inside B's constructor, inside C's constructor. Is that right? So the important point at time and again I am saying, if this statement is not given at the beginning, you will get error. If I put this one at the top, this one down, I'll get an error. Super statement must be the first statement in the derived class constructor. Derived class constructor. Is that right? Okay. So that is the first purpose of super keyword. It is used to refer the immediate parent class constructor. The second one is super keyword is used for referring parent class data members. In the same case what we studied class A previously in this keyword what we did. So this is A. Now class B int X. I'll say something public void read. I say both are small only, small x, x is equal to x. X is equal to x. See in this keyword what we did, same class you are having local variable name same and class data variable names, data member name same. But here is you have a base class, you have a derived class. Base class variable name is same, derived class variable name is same. Both are same. Now since sorry, I did not write extends A. Now B is inheriting from A. I will get this X into here. It is a public default, means it is similar to public. I get this X here and this X here. Compiler will get confused which one you are referring. Are you referring to the parent member or are you referring to the base class member? Suppose I have a value here 10. Now I want to store this 10 value in this variable. Now which one is which one, it does not know. So now wherever you want to use, you have to use super dot that member. Here it is a keyword, it is not a method. Constructor means we used these things. That is a similar to this thing. Here it is just keyword. Super dot that member name is the syntax. Super dot member name. So what is that I do? So I want to initialize, I'll say super dot X. So now this refers to this X value. This refers to this X value and this 10 will be initialized to this one. Is that right? The second purpose of super keyword is when your parent class and derived class both are having same variable names. Then the compiler will get confused when you are using both the things in the derived class, which is the derived class member and which is base class member, it does not know. So in order to do that, we use super keyword. Super dot member will indicate the parent class member, not the derived class member. I hope this is fine. See, I'm telling very slowly. This two keywords, you will definitely get 1 or 2 questions compulsorily. Even in technical interviews, they will ask questions on super and this keyword. They're a little bit important because people get confused with them. That's why they are important. Is that right? So now the second usage of super keyword is for referring the parent class data members. When it is needed, when both are different, you need not have a super keyword. When the both base class member and derived class member both are same, then to differentiate the base class member and derived class member, you need a super keyword. I hope you understood this. Is that fine? So we'll see the third usage of superclass. The third usage of superclass is for calling the superclass method in method overloading. Method overriding. Okay, so yesterday we have seen what happens in method overriding. So what is method overriding? First of all, base class method and derived class method both are same. So I'll say suppose display. I'll write system.out.println base class display. Is that right? Okay, I'm not taking more lines of code because to make it simplified and to make you to understand the concept. So now class B extends A. I write the same public void display. Everything is same. I'll write system.out.println derived class display. Okay, so obviously in the main class you'll create object for this. You will call the method. This will be executed. This will not be executed. In order to execute the base class also, yesterday what we did, we used a new concept called dynamic method dispatch, where we are creating the reference for the base class and you're doing. In addition to that, if you want to call the superclass method in method overriding, you can use super keyword. How will you use it? Yes, the syntax is super dot method name. The syntax is super dot method name. This is how you have to call. So now what I do is here I'll call super dot display. Display is my method name. I'll call like this. So now it will go here. So whenever I execute this method, first it goes to the base class. That is superclass method display, and it will display this. Both the things will get executed. Okay, this in case of overridden methods, you want to execute both base class version and derived class version. Is one option is by using the concept of dynamic method dispatch. The second option is by using the super keyword. So whenever I use super keyword, the base class version of the method also will be invoked, and as well as the derived class version of the method also will be getting invoked. So this is about super keyword. There are 3 usages of super keyword. The first one is to refer the parent class constructor, immediate parent class constructor. The second one is when the variables name of the base class and derived class is same, you want to refer the parent class data member, then you have to use super keyword. Similarly, the third case is when the methods are overridden, that is base class method name and derived class method name both are same. You want to execute the base class method name, we are going to use super dot that particular name. So the main thing is super will refer to the super class members. Either it is data or method or constructor, it always refers to the parent class or superclass. Is that right? So that is the concept of super keyword. That is the concept of super keyword. Any doubt in this?